What is the one emotional intelligence skill that changes everything? I'm going to tell you in this video. This is the leadership skill that separates the respected from the ignored. Here's a hard truth. You can be smart, strategic, even emotionally self-aware, and still fail to get your team behind you. Why? Because leadership doesn't live in what you know. It lives in how you relate. In this video, I'll walk you through the most powerful and often neglected skill in emotional intelligence, relationship management. If you want to influence others but not pressure them, build trust but not trigger defensiveness, and lead change successfully even in complex situations, this is the skill that makes all the difference. Please stick around to the end because I'll walk you through a simple, powerful technique to reset broken conversations and steer your next tough interaction toward real results. First off, what is relationship management really? It is the fourth component of emotional intelligence, and it's your ability to guide, influence, coach, and collaborate, especially under pressure. As I like to call it, it's where everything you've built in your skill set so far comes together. I want to also be clear about what it's not. This is not about being an eternal peacekeeper. It's about knowing how to navigate high-pressure conversations without losing trust. It's about motivating people who are tired or skeptical or scared. Think about guiding people through change, for example. And it's about creating alignment, even when things are messy or changing at a really fast pace. Now, I've said that there are multiple components to emotional intelligence. What's the distinction between this one and the others? The first one, self-awareness, helps you to understand yourself. It familiarizes yourself with your own emotions, and it helps you to notice them while you experience them. Self-regulation helps you to manage your response. It's what stops you from reacting on impulse. It lets you stay calm and steady under pressure, and it gives you that pause needed to choose your next move wisely. Social awareness helps you to sense what's happening around you. It's how you pick up on team dynamics, read the room, and notice what's not being said. Now, relationship management is what you do with all that information. I like to call it the visible behavior of leadership. It's the part that other people remember about you. Now, here's why you can't ignore it. Even if your intentions are good, your impact depends on how you manage your relationships, moment by moment. Let's delve into what happens when you don't apply this. Maybe you've seen any of these situations. A leader who avoids conflict until it explodes. A manager who keeps repeating the vision, but no one buys in. A team where everybody nods in meetings and grumbles in private. This is what happens when relationship management is missing. Conversations stay at a surface level. Small issues turn into big problems. Feedback gets buried, and trust erodes silently. How would you know if you're here? Maybe you feel like you're repeating yourself and no one's listening. Maybe you notice that you're starting to avoid certain people or conversations because they never end well. Maybe you're someone who has great plans, but they never get executed. If any of that sounds familiar, you're not alone. The good news is you can learn to lead differently and without needing to change your whole personality. Let's talk about what happens when you do develop this skill. First of all, tough conversations get easier. You don't dread giving feedback, for example, but you're able to be clear, kind, and direct. You'll be able to build trust much faster. People know where they stand with you, and that makes them feel safe. You will find that your team performance improves. Alignment becomes easier because people feel heard, and they're much more likely to commit. Conflicts get resolved earlier. You notice the tension before it becomes drama. People grow around you. Your ability to coach, to challenge, and support others helps them to step up. I'd like to bring this to life with an example. Now, imagine a leader noticing a growing tension between two team members. They never argue openly, but they constantly undermine each other in meetings. A less skilled leader would avoid it or just hope that it resolves itself. But someone with strong relationship management sets up a joint conversation, names the pattern, and creates space for both to speak honestly. That conversation clears the air and it resets the team dynamic. Do you want fewer misunderstandings and more momentum? Stick around. We're going to go into exactly how to do that. So, how do you actually get better at this? It's about catching the moment that things shift, the sigh, the eye roll, the hesitation. Most conversations go off track because no one acknowledges what just happened. And your job is to notice. The second step is to reflect it back. You want to use clear, neutral language, like holding up a mirror. For example, I get the sense that something about this isn't landing well. You want to tell me more? Or it feels like we're stuck. What's missing for you here? And this is where real leadership comes in. If you make it a habit to reflect regularly, you will feel much more comfortable inviting others to do so with you. Finally, redirect together. Shift the focus to a shared next step. Ask, what would make this feel workable for you? Or what's one thing we can do differently from here? Notice how you now make the other person part of the solution. So many leaders come to me saying they crave more ownership in their team. I wish people would take more responsibility. I always ask them one question. How have you invited ownership? Actively and honestly. The framework I just shared with you helps you to move from tension to traction without needing to fix everything or be perfect. You don't have to be a therapist. That's a concern I hear from a lot of leaders. You just need to create clarity, connection, and movement. And that's exactly what this skill set lets you do. All right, let's summarize. Relationship management. It isn't about managing everyone else's emotions. It's about managing your response to them so you can lead more effectively. This is what turns self-awareness and empathy into actual influence. And ultimately, isn't that what leadership is truly about? So I have a challenge for you. Think of one relationship at work that feels a little stuck, maybe tense, just out of sync even. Try the 3R reset. Do you remember? Recognize, reflect, redirect. Pay attention to how it shifts the energy. And don't forget to evaluate. What did this bring to you and what did it bring the other person? This is how you put relationship management in practice and how you turn good intentions into great leadership. Let me know how it goes in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't seen the other parts of this 4-part series on emotional intelligence, please have a look. I have the links for you in the description. If you want to keep growing your leadership impact, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. And remember, keep learning, never stop growing.